that you're not going to have much more supplies here, so you have to actually get those special again.
Okay, what supplies are used up?
I'm also willing to think we're going to be going towards the end of this week. I'm trying to think if there was anyone else who wanted to do things in this week. I think Surina might have had time.
I mean, Surina doesn't have... Unless Surina can get more information on the storms, which is unlikely. She's probably just going to help around working on expanding the town and getting homes for all the people who are now here.
All right, and she'll do that relatively easily enough. You'll see nothing particularly bad is going to happen. I'm just going to flat out give you the proficiency with cooking at this point and not worry too much on that.
Cool.
Nothing particularly odd happens out. You do encounter that there's like another Dragonborn or two that you help out. There's a number of doors. People just... a huge assortment of people that you're helping out all around. The walls and homes are pretty much set up. Everything is relatively safe and secured, and nothing particularly bad happens. So I think we're ready to go into the start of the next week. People are going to be talking around first for the start of the next week?
Has Elana finished up the books by this point?
Alana would have finished up her research, yes.
After finishing her research, she's just going to spend like a full day sleeping.
Okay.
Because she's been basically on like 4 hours of sleep a day for the past week or so.
Yeah, so that's fine.
Like just enough sleep to not get exhaustion, but still really tired.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
You said, by the way, that we used up some of our magic stuff. What did we actually use up?
Stuff. I'm going to say the supplies in general at the blacksmith, so you used up several of the ore and other things there, so maybe extra materials that Arashi had, which is where most of the cost came from.
But we still have the wand crafting materials that we found?
Those weren't... yeah, you'll still have those, but using those around a lot, it might not be the wise idea.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Since she knows how they came about.
Yeah, and I think if she knew that you had them, she'd probably request they were burned or buried or whatever.
Lily didn't hide that. She put them in the bag of holding, so if Alana saw that, she can talk to her.
I think it'll be kind of obvious once she hands over the book to people.
All right, so would she also have handed over the book before going to sleep or whatever?
No, she immediately just like collapsed on her bed afterwards.
All right, so I'm willing to say that shit would have happened on the 7th day, so the start of the next week would have been after she slept.
I know, but it was just one of those things where it's like, this is what would happen.
Yeah, so I'm going to say that so that she's actually not sleeping for this first day.
All right. So she's, like, during breakfast, she's finally going to come out of her room, and, like, the first thing she does is just take the books and slam it on the table.
In front of all
In front of everyone, yeah.
That was my biscuit!
Lana's taking it.
Are you okay? Are you okay, Elana?
Yeah, that was just a lot of stuff to go through.
I'm sure.
It is a big
At
book.
least it's over with now.
It was like 3 books, I think. One over the myth, one over how the materials was being made, and one over,
yeah.
I forget what else.
Yeah, there was like essentially 3 books and then the maps or something.
Yeah, although the maps were very obvious what they were.
Yeah, the maps
so...
were very easy to figure out, so that didn't take much time.
Yeah.
So was it good reading?
For the most part, no.
I'm also going to say Cassidy is there. Would she be drunk this early in the morning? Probably.
Why would she be drunk at like 8 a.m.?
Because she's been awake all night wandering about in a wolf form.
Why?
Because she sleeps in the day, because somebody has to keep watch at night.
Oh.
She's got the midnight shift.
Yeah, in all honesty,
She's
she's
fine then.
best suited to watch at night.
Yeah.
Has she turned into a wolf yet? Like, werewolf wolf? We need to
It
get
doesn't
some
look like she
belladonna
actually
berries.
transforms to a werewolf in a full moon, because the full moon has passed and she hasn't actually transformed like that.
Well, that's good. I was a little worried about that.
She's just got fluffy tail.
All right.
But yeah, Alana's just basically going to say the book should explain everything about why we went there. To the
Lily's
manor.
going to say, well, these are really big books, and no offense, but we are really busy. Would you mind summing it up real quick?
Can you not read?
There's
you
too much
not?
there to really.
I
There's
can't
too much
read.
there to really summarize.
You're
But
going to make me
I
read the whole
have-
book?
But
Yes,
I have
yes, Lily, you are going
condensed
to
things
read.
in there.
You should still probably explain things anyway.
Yeah.
No.
You want me to explain them?
Because you're basically the one who knows what's written all in the books.
Yes. I'll go through and explain it myself then. All right, so flipping through the books themselves, you're going to find a number of research that Falana has gone out and all that stuff. There's the first book, which has like the myth of the Stormcallers, explaining how it's a clan of people who are very gifted at controlling the storms, neither druid nor like cleric or wizard or anything of the sort. The power is innate in their blood.
Okay, you know what Falana's gonna do there?
What?
Useless. Rub a book down. Right in front of Lily. Useless.
I think at
Really?
that point,
Really?
Cassie's going
There's a
to
reason.
smack her in the back of the head.
Really? Serena's going to. I don't even know what Serena's reaction would be.
Yeah,
Honestly.
Cassie, I expect, would be there next to you, and she's just going to smack Falana in the back of the head. All right, so back to the actual thing.
I can do one better. She's just going to get shocking grasped by Elana.
Yeah. Back to the research itself. All the stuff there just basically details on the Stormcallers, what they did, how they would bring good storms for the people to better their crops and everything else. Just try to help people out. And then going on to the second book, details like the journeys themselves. They mentioned how the storms which had struck Northbridge and Ashenport were not caused by the Stormcallers. It was something directing the storm, and the power that caused both storms was very similar, but the power that caused both storms was also not the same. Something different caused each storm. So whatever caused the one in Ashenport did not cause the one in Winterguard. It goes on to mention furthermore...
They were different types of storm. There was a wintry storm and a thundery storm.
It was also different seasons, keep in mind. It was like a month apart.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and that the power was similar to that. The person who wrote this has no idea exactly what caused it. He knows that it is not the Stormcallers. The power that they respond to works differently. And though at this point, since Falana would have burnt the other book, there's notes in the one journal that he mentioned of doing research on Stormcallers themselves to determine how to...
Books.
No, Elana did, because it was the one that was basically saying, yeah, you basically just take bits and pieces of dead Stormcallers, which is what we found in that basement, and that's how you make the wands.
Yeah, so the book that explains how you do it was destroyed, but in the journal itself, you see that there was references that is what he was doing. He was using the bodies of the Stormcallers to do all this, and he just makes a side offhand mention of that. And that line, I expect, would probably have been clear enough that you can all kind of zero in on that and make a pretty good assessment of why you were there.
So Lily's going to say that wand was made from all of these Stormcallers. Are you
Not all of them, but the ones that were down there.
Are you still going to use it?
I don't know.
I feel like if you didn't, then their lives are wasted. I mean, you didn't do it. You had no part.
No,
You used it at the same time.
That's not what you say. Don't.
No, I've thought about this the past week, but it's one of those where, yes, there is that, but at the same time, is it right?
What would your people have done?
Never allowed this to happen in the first place, but we can see how that went.
Lily's gonna hold her hand out. Do you want me to hold it for you, and then you can decide?
No.
One other question I have to ask: Falana, she actually set the book down? Did she smack it or anything?
She took it at first to read through it, basically looking for certain things, maybe, possibly, what she would be personally looking
You said that the instant she saw that it was the myth book, she threw it down and said useless.
No, she would basically skim through it and see if there's anything.
Yeah, the myth book I'm less worried about, but the journal, would she have basically thrown that down when she found there was nothing she was looking for?
No, the myth book is effectively just myths. There's no point in reading that.
There's always truth in myths.
Lily's gonna say that.
A translation of what his findings were of that book, so we might as well just use the journal.
Yeah, so so she was actually going to treat the journal with more care than the other one.
Yes.
despite the fact it's of no real use to her either.
She'll still look through it. It's a research book. Might be of use.
I'm gonna say, Falana, roll a perception, since you're going to be looking through it rather intently, I believe, more than Lily would be.
Yeah. Advantage?
I'll give you advantage on this one, because I kind of want it to happen.
Yeah, Lily's mostly just listening to what people are saying.
All right, and as you look through, you notice that where a lot of the scribbling and everything else that Elana had done, you see that when she was doing this, a few of the pages seem a little loose, and toying around with them, you see that there was a false page, almost, where they were stuck together. Pointing this out to Elana, she did not actually notice this as she went through. It was apparently done very carefully to keep the page hidden.
And Alana was more worried about getting the things right rather than any other things.
Okay.
The page itself, it's probably one of the last remarks in the journal itself. It's after the mentioning of the 2 storms that struck Ashenport and Winterguard. And you'll make a note. It's a very short passage. Encountered a strange girl the other day. Brown hair, fairly tall for a woman. She seemed to have the wind blow about her. Not sure what she's about, though the guardians of the manor managed to frighten her away, though I do not believe she was actually frightened. Need to find her later. Perhaps better research.
Brown hair, tall girl.
Well, I was going to say, maybe this was the person that they were talking about that no one could describe.
We have no proof of that. It could be someone else, too.
Very, very much could be.
We need more proof.
Well, we need more descriptions, too. I mean, brown hair doesn't really give us much to go on.
Yeah, for all we know, that could be you.
My hair is red right now, thank you. I have cat ears. I think he'd have described those. She wiggles her ears.
Well, you didn't before. Maybe it was you. Stop causing trouble for people.
Do you want to train or not? Do you want to be able to beat me up or not? Come on.
Oh my god.
Oh, right. We were supposed to have Falana go and beat up a tank thing.
Beat up one of the constructs, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Lily gonna watch this.
Alright.
Wow, they just took all the information that Alana threw down and just ignored half of it.
No, she didn't. She ignored the myths because technically the journal was a translation of the myths and it's kind of useless. Let's be
Not
honest.
really.
The journal had very little regarding the myths.
The journal was mostly about
right now.
the research the guy had done into how to turn human beings into...
It was like
Wow.
research, his mention of like finding like how he managed to get his hands on the Stormcallers, which he mentioned that was like from they were kind of refugees hiding. He offered them a place to a refuge, and as time went on, the results it was more clear initially. They kind of got more deranged as time went on, and at that point, Falana can make the assumption of what changed.
Could Lily have just kind of been flipping through the myths book while Falana was droning on about everything else and, I don't know, do a perception check, even disadvantage or something, see if anything interesting's in there?
Sure.
Alright.
Well, we know you bribe roll 20.
You don't find anything.
Yeah.
All right. So do you want to just go on and do all this stuff? Try not to figure out more about what this identity, this hint you have, might be.
Well, if it's mentioned in this book, it might be mentioned in the myths. I guess Alana could take a look at the book, the myth book, see if there's anything of note about that. Just like skim through it, see if there's anything about it.
Nothing regarding that.
The myth book is mostly just what the Stormcallers are.
It's just rather unusual the fact that the Stormcallers were mentioned in this, and all of a sudden this girl showed up out of nowhere that seemed to be in complete control of her own situation.
Hey,
The
Mara.
only thing is, she can't be a Stormcaller, though, because all the Stormcallers have white hair.
Hey, Mara.
However, is there another clan like them?
No.
What are you asking, Mara?
Can you run down to Northbridge and see what you can find on Stormcallers? Maybe you can gather some information from the Assassin's Guild or anything?
I could go look into the Stormcallers.
While you're there, look into the information regarding a woman revealing this description, and she'll just jot down the description of the girl mentioned in the book.
Yeah,
And can you also get some good prices on? And she's gonna hand the silk robe and the tapestry to her.
Alright, Falana's going to take a little while.
all right.
As actually did give me some chores to do that have to be done before sundown, so I need to get those knocked out of the way right quick.
And Elana will offer Mara, if need be, she can go too.
Mara will kind of think about that. Nah, I was gonna just take the fox.
Alright.
Take the fox.
Yeah, Cassie just kind of laughs at that in her somewhat drunken stupor. Yeah, take that vixen with you. Get her out of here.
Okay then. Somebody's a little too drunk.
All right. So, Falana, were you gonna go beat up a construct?
Yeah, I just need to step out for just a moment, so
Okay.
take care of like Surina and Elana first.
All right. So, I think Mara will head out shortly after to find Azul and take the two of them down. I think Garrett at that point will kind of fall off his counter onto the floor, having very obviously been eavesdropping.
Hi, Garrett.
Sup, lass? What can I do for you? He kind of stands up as though nothing happened.
Work on your balance.
I have great balance, I'll have you know.
Stand on one foot and touch your nose.
And he does so.
Now hop.
And he jumps.
You look ridiculous.
Why, yes, I do. Very much so. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Lily's gonna show him the Barlow's signet ring because someone told her that she should.
And he'll look at it. Yeah, I think I've seen this signet before. That old aristocrat, the one who had fine wine, I'll have you know. I miss his wine.
Well,
We have some.
I'll have you know that we may have procured maybe a bottle or two of. It looked like it was really good wine.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah. We killed a hydra for it.
Oh my. That must be some really fine wine then.
I assume, although the hydra didn't look like it had tried any.
Well, I must not appreciate the finer things in life.
Probably. But, you know, seeing that this may be older than you, me, and everyone else in this tavern combined, how much would you be willing to pay us for it?
I'd have to see the wine before I make any judgment.
Is that in the bag of holding?
I'd either bag of holding or Falana.
Well, whoever has it, we will show him. What was it? 3 bottles that we found.
3 bottles.
So we'll show him 3 bottles.
And he'll look over the 3 bottles of wine and he'll kind of nod appreciatively. He makes no attempt to open it. He's far from being that stupid. And he just kind of looks over the labels, everything like that. It's like, yes, this is some very fine wine. I think it could go for, at least 220 gold pieces a bottle.
Well, how about this? She's going to take out the cheater's deck and set it next to him. What about 250 for all each for the bottles, and I'll throw this in for free.
Apologize, miss. I already have a deck of cards. I don't need your own.
These are special.
I don't need no special deck of cards. I can at least play cards right, even if I can't tell when a damn fox is a man or a woman.
Man.
Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't you hear the druid there? I could have sworn she called him a vixen.
He's a manly vixen.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll let you figure it out, and would probably change that around just to screw with you. Perhaps literally.
I'd hope not. All right then. Well, as I said, I do not need a new deck of cards. My own is perfectly fine.
Okay, well I'll keep the deck. 240 a bottle.
230.
That sounds like a deal.
So you're getting 690 gold pieces.
Alrighty. Now I finally have gold.
All right. And you still have the tapestry and everything else. You could probably try to sell. You sent that with Mara.
Yeah, we're going sending out Mara.
Have a little fight that was going to be going on, so we can take care of that fight right now.
Risu's not here.
Risu's not here. So Surina, what was Surina doing at this point? I figure at this point, when the acolytes would have gone off and found Surina, handing her a note which would say, explain that Father O'Malley would like to speak to her.
Sure. First, Surina's going to make sure that Cassie gets upstairs to her room and sleeps.
And Cassie nods and she kind of heads up to go sleep.
Okay, and then she'll go and see Father O'Malley.
And Father O'Malley will kind of nod and be extremely grateful. Ah, yes. So great to see you then, miss. I spent much time meditating, speaking to Thor, and I think we've come to a few conclusions. I'm not sure how pleasant they all are. The storms that struck through here, not being natural, were caused by two different people. We don't really know much about who caused either of them, but there's the belief that it is associated with the island that came through.
Mm-hmm.
They both feel the same energy, and the gods have no power over what caused the storms or what causes the storms around the islands.
Mm. I mean, I really want to say the elemental plane of air, but I don't know if rocks would be there, floating.
You can
islands.
make the comment of that and ask in character.
Okay. Would they know anything about the elemental plane of air? I know from my studies that it holds very strong connections to storms, and a random floating rock might be something like a plane shifted terrain or something. I don't know.
Stop and think. That's possible. It's something associated with it, but it's not the same. The gods even have some minor power over stuff that comes from the elemental planes, even if it's not substantial. They have nearly no power over this.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's interesting. So either somebody's messing with the gods' powers, or it's not something from any location that we know.
It could be even from not even an alternate plane, but something more different from that, an alternate reality, maybe.
Ah, this is quite an interesting place. Now, if only it wasn't threatening to kill us all with storms.
I don't think it is. Only one of them has tried to do that. The one that came through here over a month back just seemed only to strike that thing in the center of the park. Nothing more, nothing less.
Mm-hmm.
Not like the one that went through Inagad a few weeks back.
Oh my god, damn it. I just realized something, but never mind. It's not something Surina would realize in character.
What did you realize?
Sigil of Storms. And the gateway being part of that sigil, and then it being activated by a storm. So it's probably somebody who's a storm mage who made all this crap, and then he's just like, oh crap, something really bad has happened. I gotta go find somebody who can actually do something about this, and then he's trying to help or something.
Yeah, you have no idea, but
idea.
Yeah.
All right.
The best we could do is probably just look further into it. I'm afraid that the true answers might lie up on the island, but to get up there that's an endeavor of its own. You would need some sort of giant bird or some flying machine. Blessed. Wouldn't get me off the ground. No proper dwarf would ever get off the ground like that.
Unless there was some incredibly desperate need to, but that's not. But considering we don't have a dwarf with us, there's no need to call their integrity into question quite yet.
And he'll nod at that.
As for the moment, though, do you know of any perhaps not often used ritual or device that could help track a certain magical energy? Perhaps if another storm blows through, we can use the energy from that to track a person down.
I'll mention a bit of that to Chase. She might be able to figure out a few things.
Mm. Other than that, we have no leads onto where these people are. So we'll just have to keep looking for any sign.
And I'll kind of nod. Yes, well, that was all I needed to speak to you of. If Nord is able to give you any more insight, would you be so willing to share it with me?
Of course, you've been quite kind to share your insight with me as well. I see no reason to not.
All right, thank you, miss. I suppose that's all I need to speak to you with, unless there's anything else you wanted.
No, nothing in particular. We have too little to go off of at the moment.
All right, well, good day to you, miss.
And Surina will politely say her goodbyes and head off on her way.
All right, is Risa back yet?
No.
Goddamn, Risa. Let me see, what else can we have that's going to go on? Because I want something to happen, but I want it to happen after Risu does.
Elana's week? Elana's week?
It's not actually going to be a full week. It's more of the day.
Oh.
She's going to be spending most of the day just sitting there staring at the wand, wondering if she should use it or not. She is attuned to it, but...
I suppose it'd be wrong of her to try to ask for religious advice on the matter.
Yeah. It's just one of those, like, should she use it or not? Dang it, Risu.
It's almost as bad as what I gave you last week, but or yesterday, but not quite.
Or like all the amazing things, but we have to technically be stealing them.
How about this? While Risu's away, and after Surina does her thing, Lily's gonna stop off at Father O'Malley O'Connor III.
Yep.
And she's gonna say, "Hello, Father.
Ah, hello, lass.
I've been thinking. There's one temple.
If it was Scare, I would have had a comment.
There's one temple in this city, and there's a lot of people. And I'm wondering, would it be a good idea to have a second temple to accommodate so many new people?"
I'm not gonna look. That wouldn't be a terrible idea, though. We'd have to find a proper high priest for it.
And I wouldn't want to step on your god's toes either. Do you know of any people that might be worth this, or able to do this? Or I'm not very good with religious matters myself.
It is a very difficult conundrum, my dear. Most gods do not like when others really trespass upon their ideals. It is easiest when they're the same pantheon and even aligned to the same pantheon, but beyond that it is much harder, if you understand.
What if we maybe had a temple to, I don't know, Surina's deity?
Temple dedicated to Nord? However you pronounce his name. That would probably be one of the most ideal ones, to be honest. We are right on the shipping coast. It would not be the worst thing to set him up, though we'd have to make a grave agreement between Thor and Nord himself, which would really be the most difficult aspect. It is not wise to invoke divine retribution when life is already hard enough for those up here.
That is true, but I feel like... I mean, you probably have a lot of people coming here day after day with all these refugees, right? I mean, it just makes sense to have at least someone else to answer the prayers to.
It is something I will consider, but I make no promises, lass.
Are you trying to kick Surina out of the party?
No, I'm trying to make a new temple for Surina to go to.
There is that place that Surina has already gone to and gotten very good information from.
Mm-hmm. And maybe
go
that
back
could be where the place is built. I don't know.
Alright.
Anyways, seems like Risu's still not back.
Oh, Shanker later. Let's see what else. I can interrupt it and not even care, to be honest. I think I
Where
will.
does she even go?
Probably chores or laundry or something else. I don't care. I'm going to cut off what she was going to do. So, as the day draws on and all you people do your various activities, you see that there is a flourish of activity coming from where the docks are.
All right. Well, that's important, obviously. So Surina's obviously going to go investigate it.
Yeah. So as you rush off to the docks, you see that there is a rather large ship coming into the port. You can all roll perception checks on it.
Okay.
I'm assuming somebody went and grabbed Elana while she was just sitting there staring at a wand.
I'm expecting someone would have, yeah.
Yeah, Surina would have.
All right.
God damn it.
Be glad I have a reason to give Surina advantage for this.
Cheers.
All right, so for the people who are looking at it, still ignoring Falana for this, Surina will have advantage on this, and I'll get into why later. So what Falana would have noticed is that the ship is rather strange. Surina would have noticed this as well. The ship is rather strange for the most part because it looks as though it's almost entirely made out of metal. And that thought gets a little less confusing when you see the deck and that there's numerous dwarves running all across it. Surina, for her sake, she'll notice that the flag it's flying is actually a flag of Redwall. Particularly not too terribly far from a place that she had lived.
Does Lily recognize the flag of Redwall?
I'm going to say Lily would recognize that the flag is from the Redwall region.
Alright, Lily, upon recognizing that, is going to go find our dwarf friend at the forge and bring him back. I assume she has enough time to do so in the time that it docks.
Yeah, and the ship kind of comes forward to dock, and it kind of stays just outside the docks. And at this point, when it gets close, you see that this ship is very large. It's like probably larger than any ship you're used to seeing. And as it stops there, it kind of drops two massive anchors to into the water and releases a gangplank for the various members to walk down. And the people that walk down, it's mostly dwarves. There's a handful of Dragonborn. And a couple of even shorter than the dwarves, there's mountain gnomes rushing around. And the mountain gnomes actually seem to be hanging off like they have little harnesses, and they're kind of just hanging off the sides and looking at the side of the ship itself.
Lily's going to try to stop one and say, excuse me, what's going on?
Out of the way, miss. We need to speak to the Baron in charge here.
I can take you to him.
That won't be necessary, the Baron replies as he walks up to the front of the group. What is it that you're doing here? I do not recall there being the report of such a warship, if I'm not mistaken, docking at my port. And the dwarf in charge will kind of nod. And this dwarf, Surina would probably recognize from her time in the military and the insignia he wears. He is a extremely high-ranking dwarf.
Oh, crap.
Yes. Well, it appears that there was a number of interesting remarks, and those in charge sent me out here to actually retrieve you. There is enough talk and debate about how you're overstepping your bounds. And the Baron just kind of narrows his eyes as he looks at him. Overstepping my bounds? Yeah, ruling more than you should with your position. I don't care much about the politics of these things.
Lily is going to step forward and say, excuse me, I was sent here from Haven to aid with the Baron. I've got a letter from my father that proves my position and everything. I've been seeing what the Baron has been doing here for quite some time, and he's been very, very gracious to all of the people who have lost their homes to random accidents of nature. I don't believe, from what I've seen of his actions, that he's done anything untoward.
Oh, I doubt he has, to be honest, miss. It doesn't matter to me one way or the other, though. Orders are orders, and I was instructed to bring him back, and I will. Now, the question is, will you be willing to come with us peacefully, or are we going to be able to finally test out all these new toys that these cogheads have been working on?
Lily's going to turn to the... Go ahead.
Yeah, Surina's going to go up to the Baron and say, if you value the structural integrity of any building in this town, you will not anger the dwarves. They will level this city to get to you.
Lily's going to say that the townspeople aren't worth this.
And he'll kind of just sigh greatly. Fine. I will report to Redwall. Am I to assume that you are to take me there directly? And the dwarf will nod. Yes, but make no mistake, you're not to be brought as a prisoner, at least assuming you come willingly, as you are. We will treat you as well as we can on the trip, and we won't be leaving immediately. We still need to prepare, resupply all the other sorts, and give these damn gnomes a chance to fix the things they broke.
Lily's going to turn to the general. Could I have your rank and name, please?
I have his rank. I need to get his name. Give me a moment.
His name is his rank.
Obviously.
General
His name is his rank,
Dwarf.
'cause his name is his rank.
His name is General Dwarf.
He is General Oscar.
Oscar. Darn, so he's
Not
not
Alto?
Count Dwarfula.
No, he's not Count Dorfula. But Surina will recognize the name. It's not someone she has specifically directly served under, but he was the one in charge of pretty much at least the northern section of the Redwall Mountains.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that he has come from Redwall himself personally is very much a big deal.
And who?
Yeah, Serena's going to mention this to the Baron.
And
he
who
doesn't
kinda nod.
sent you?
It doesn't matter to me. It was the High Council of the clans. Whatever they decree, it's my job to fulfill it.
Okay. And I assume you're paying for lodging and food for all of your men.
I'm a military man, not a tyrant.
Thank you.
Okay.
We will, however, expect some. We won't actually require much lodging, though. The ship provides plenty of that, though the resupply we will need to work out.
What I miss?
Would Serena
You
be-
missed that I kind of ignored having Falana do her thing because you were gone for so long, and a
I'm sorry.
gigantic metal warship carrying dwarves and Dragonborn and all this stuff has arrived from Redwall Mountains, and they are explicitly and very politely requesting the Baron's presence at the Redwall Mountains.
And by politely, they mean
They
a
mean
threat of the
either
barrel
do
of
this
them.
or we're going to start leveling the town.
Unfortunately, the Baron is currently indisposed. However,
He has already
He's
agreed to go.
agreed.
He's already agreed.
damn.
Besides,
No,
you would have
it's
just leveled
not-
the entire town. That's not a great idea.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
that's not
dwarves.
what you do.
This is the high general of the north part of the north section of the Redwall Mountains, and
Also,
he has an
they're-
entire
also you're
warship with him, and this is a
You're out.
massive warship.
Hmm.
Like none of you, flat out, none of you have seen a warship of this type before.
Yeah, and not even Serena, and she served in the.
She
Red Bull-
served in that region.
Yeah. I mean, I think Serena's one of Serena's first requests would be to bring them up. Would be to see if they can't fit the big tank on it, if they're going.
Actually, at this point, as all this
Oh,
stuff's
no.
going on, Arashi will kind of go up and he'll kind of pull Elana aside specifically and say, "I've hidden the tank. Do not let them know it's here."
Oh,
Figured.
Lily's going to ask if she can speak to the Baron alone for a moment. And by alone, I mean with the party and not with the dwarfs.
And
So,
the
would
general
Serena
will
be-
kind of stare at Lily as she has this, and he'll kind of nod. "That's very fine, so long as he still agrees. We won't be able to leave for another day or so anyway."
would Serena be in a position to handle helping with the resupply and making sure things don't turn into town leveling situation?
She could ask.
Yeah,
If
then
she's
she'll
gonna,
do that.
I expect the best way she could ask would be to also introduce herself and her like former rank and everything.
Yes, that would be best.
And as she does this, the General Oscar, I think I said his name was
Ask her.
Oscar, yeah, something like that.
Ask her.
You're kind of like, yes,
I'll be
I
right back.
recognize that division. I didn't know there were any of you this far out. What was your journey? What was your purpose here?
During a large battle, the last before I was honorably discharged, I was chosen by a god quite spectacularly, saving my life, and so far I've been here on that god's decree, searching for various tasks to complete. There have been many strange things going on, and I wouldn't mind going to Redwall and seeing if I could gather more information there as well.
And he'll kind of sigh at the knowledge now that you were discharged, and he'll kind of make the muttering, "Damn God, stealing good soldiers from the duty." "Well, miss, if you wish to aid, go speak to the Dragonborn. They'll keep an eye on you, though. This ship is too new and too tricky to really do much else with."
Lily's going to tap Serena and say, "Can we talk to the Baron first?"
Sure.
And at this point, like the dwarf general, he kind of goes back up on a ship and goes into his own private quarters as everything's kind of a blur around. You see another higher-ranking dwarf, probably like a lieutenant at best, as he's making deals with the dockmaster to try and coordinate the resupply.
Yeah.
So can we go to the Baron's place or wherever he would go?
You're going to go up to his manor for this, yeah.
After we get to some quiet, where it's just the party and the Baron,
I'm also going to say Arashi will be joining you unless you tell him to go away.
Would Chase also be here? Because this would be something that would concern her, wouldn't it?
I figure he would send for Chase, because Chase is quite possibly, or quite simply, probably the person he trusts the most after, like, O'Malley. And Gary doesn't trust quite as much,
no
though.
one trusts Garrett.
Alana's going to try to get Azuli with them by saying he's their pet.
Azuli actually is in
gone.
the area. Yeah, Zuli is actually with Mara.
Oh.
What
Right.
are they doing?
They are
They're going to
getting stuff
Northbridge.
from Northbridge.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, it was an idea.
They'll be back before the ship leaves, right?
I'm going to make the rationale that they'll get back before it leaves because it's going to take the ship a little while to resupply, and I could possibly fuck with the ship because you're going to learn exactly why this thing is what it is.
Okay. As soon as we get into quiet and everyone's assembled, I'm assuming no one has any objections to Arashi or Chase being there? No? Okay. So
No.
Lily's going to say, Baron, I am at your disposal. I don't trust these dwarves as far as you could throw one. And I feel like you may need some protection. Please allow at least me to accompany you. I believe Surina wishes to go as well.
Mm-hmm.
And to kind of look at the group assembled and kind of nod, yes, that would probably be wise, though I'll need to leave proper leadership here. And he'll kind of sigh, just kind of slinking down into his chair. Damn nightmare.
Okay,
Must be
I'm actually
far
back
away from
now.
the politics. What did
But
you want to say?
Before the Baron has a chance to go off, I would like you to remember that this is technically an act of war. We've not taken you by force. If you need, we will personally go there and level any property they have.
No.
And he'll kind of like
What?
all three of the people there outside of the party, so Shay, Sarashi, and the Baron, they're just shaking their head no.
And all the party says no.
Surina goes up and physically muffles Falana.
Yeah,
If
and
you-
Rashi will speak up. I admire your enthusiasm, but believe me, very, very few people can declare war on an entire nation. I've tried and lost.
Say the
Chase,
dwarves are far
Chase
too...
and the Baron both kind of glance over at Rashi with a raised eyebrow at this little comment.
For some reason, I'm not surprised.
Lily's going to say the dwarves are far too strong for us to even attempt to take them on.
They'd be strong.
And the Baron will nod this. Yes, they'd be. I've never seen a ship like that. I don't even know how it can sail. And Arashi will speak up at that. Yeah, it's quite odd. I feel like I've seen a design like that similar. It's mechanical and magical combined. If I were to guess, they actually even have. I wonder if they could have gunpowder weapons.
I wonder if they have the sigil.
That's what I was thinking. Mechanical and magic combined, the apparatus.
Lily's going to say last time she threw a hunk of metal in the water, it sank.
And Arashi will continue, it's not that terribly difficult to make a piece of metal float. It all depends on how you craft it together. I was never terribly good with ships. I only made one that is actually worth a damn.
However, is its design similar to what we previously covered with the apparatus?
You would
If
not
it
know
is.
that without going to inspect it. And to be honest, at your first glance, it looks to be rather bulky and heavy. You'd make the assumption this is a rather slow ship. It's has strong evidence of gnomish and dwarvish ingenuity behind it, but it looks like there's also something more beyond just that.
How long would we be able to estimate it would take to get to Redwall? Because we got a long way to sail.
Do you remember how long I said it took Lily to get there? Or to get from Haven?
It was a week travel by land and then a week on the ship, I believe.
So,
I'm going to say it's going to take probably 2 weeks by sea total to actually get to where they're going to be port-wise at Redwall, maybe a week and a half. Though you're going a little further than what Lily went, and the ship is slower, but you get the feeling it's probably not stopped by nature much.
I'm hoping that there's a good forge on this ship.
You don't actually know what's on the ship yet, or what will even allow you to have access to.
Right. So, Lily's gonna say, you said you needed someone to stand as your replacement. Who would you trust?
And I'll stop and think. Well, first person I would trust would probably be Father O'Malley, though I don't want to burden him with all the other things he's got going on right now.
What about one of us?
I do respect everything you have done to aid the town and everything, but I don't trust your leadership skills.
I don't
Well,
blame you.
excuse me.
Are
And
you
Arashi's
saying
gonna laugh at
hers
that.
or ours in general or mine or?
All of yours.
All of us.
All of yours, to be honest. And Arashi's just kind of laughing at this. So, the real trouble is going to be finding someone to keep an eye on things while you're gone. Are you going to want me to stay here and keep working on those other projects you wanted me to look into? And the Baron would kind of nod at this. Yeah, it might be best. If I'm not around to keep an eye on things, I'd rather that at least defenses are still being erected.
Lily's gonna speak up again. She's gonna say, well, when my father had to go away on business, sometimes we would set up a council of various people who knew what was going on. Perhaps you could set up a council where if something happened, you'd have at least everyone smart working on it.
And I think that might actually be wise.
Really?
Kind of think around.
Don't worry, we'll stay.
Chase, O'Malley, perhaps even you, Blacksmith. Maybe even
Garrett.
the
Garrett.
Actually, Garrett would be wise. He is
She would know
a
about commerce at
slippery
least.
little bugger,
He
but
seems to be
he
one
is
of those-
very clever.
He
Seems to be one of
also
those people that, when need be, he will actually do what he needs to rather
he
than
also
mess around.
deals with a majority of the workers since they go to the tavern to relax. He would know the ins and outs of how they're feeling at the current time as to what may or may not be needed to help improve their living condition.
Yeah. So, that would probably be wise. You were intending to come with me then?
Somebody has to stage your rescue from those dirty dwarves.
I actually kind of chuckle at that, despite himself.
If you seriously keep on trying to push your hatred of the dwarves, I don't think we'll survive long in Redwall.
Can we put her in chains and say she's our prisoner?
No.
That way they won't try to kill all of us. Just her.
This is technically an act of war, no matter how you look at it.
It's not an act of war. It's one
To
part of
show
the
up-
nobility
to show
exerting
up
their
in an
dominance over
armed
another.
four step to demand the leadership of a town
They didn't actually...
or threaten to level the city out is an act of war.
And
Keep
it's
in
an
mind, I could make dwarves a lot worse.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an act of war from someone who's from a nation that's much larger than this tiny town with a lot more dangerous tools than just this war thing.
It would be an act of war if it was going for a king, but no offense to you, but you are a leader of a small town.
And he'll nod. Yes, it's really just troublesome. I thought I was far away from all the politics and the troublesomeness of all of the South and the East, but apparently I am not. Someone has gotten my attention. We'll have to deal with this later.
I was going to say, I did try to get you to go earlier.
Yes, well, it looks like you're going to get your request, as unpleasant as it might be now. Regardless, all I can do is ask that you are all prepared and all set up to go when the time is ready. I expect we have but a few days to get ourselves around and prepare to leave.
I have but one request for Rashi before we do have to leave. I need to pull him aside.
Yes, what do you need, miss?
I need armor.
Armor.
I do have
Yes. To be honest, though, if you're going out into a dangerous area, armor would probably be wise to take care of. What are you interested in?
Alright. I need something that's not exactly shown as armor. I need something of an illusion, a glamour of sorts on it.
Glamored armor. Not my Strong. Well, misdirection is a strong suit of mine.
However, even if you aren't specialized in defense or making something like that, I'm sure you have the connections to get your hands on it. I'm looking for possibly half-plate.
Half-plate would be tricky. We might be able to get a lesser form of armor. I do not know about half-plate.
But I'm going to be out for a while. I would prefer to have as much defense as possible. That's why I'm coming to you about this. I'm sure you have connections.
Yes, though I do not know if I'd be able to get it around in time before you leave, unfortunately.
I have magic to help defend me if need be.
Yes, we'll have to deal with that for now, then. And I'll keep that in mind, and when I'm working on things, I'll see if I come across anything that might assist.
Yes, well, I'm hoping I don't have to level out Red Wall. It's going to be rather complicated.
Alright. Anything else?
No.
I honestly feel like this wouldn't be a horrible time to end.
Yeah.
Let's at least get on the ship.
Yeah.
That way, you know, you just have to... Once we're in Redwall, we're done. We could start in Redwall.
Well, we might be
No,
doing
because
stuff
we're going
for
to do
the
stuff
2
on the
weeks.
ship.
There could be stuff on the ship as well, so I'm thinking that this could be a good time to end regardless.
Yeah, because there's also he said he's going to have the ship do something.
Yeah, there's more to this ship, and you're probably going to determine or realize that more as you want to. Like, I think Surina will come across it first of all, as she's going to be around it sooner as she's helping with the resupply.
Lily would aid with that as well if they let her.
I think Lily's going to have to pass a pretty strong persuasion check on that. The only reason Surina got it so easily is because she was formerly in the military.
Yeah, formerly in the Red Wall military, or at least in
And
that
beyond that, even knowing Lily's rank and a noble and everything, that'd be even more reason not to expect her to want to help, because why would we make a noble resupply?
Yeah.
Lana's just looking over everything, trying to figure out weaknesses, so...
I rolled a 16, so probably not enough.
Yeah, probably not enough. Regardless, I think we're going to finish it off there, and let me look into experience, which you can take care of on session. So who has the lowest experience currently?
So do you want to
everyone except Lily.
I can end off the stream after I take care of the experience. So
Okay.
the lowest experience currently, as soon as the sheet loads, should be about 10,336.
Yep.
Screw it. Everyone give yourself 4,000.
Hey, we're level 6 now.
Yeah, between finishing off the dungeon, the monsters you fought, various RP... I'm just going to have this taken care of now because I'm expecting you won't get much initially for the RP next session, and that'll be all that taken care of.
Yay!
So 4,000 EXP. So
That's a nice level up for Falana. Going her first level fighter. Alright, let me see.
What's the next level for? What's the EXP for level 6?
23,000.
23.
Let's see if the SRD has it.
Azul will not level up.
Fighter
Class.
5.
Level 6.
Nice.
Cleric.
Which means Lily just got a lot deadlier.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you got extra attack now, didn't you?
So
Yep.
I need to use a hit die to level up to get my health, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Use a hit die for that. You can reroll that.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
gonna.
man. I have this defensive
Perfect.
Nice.
Now here's the big question. Do I take the Sorcerer level to get the level 3 spells, or do I take the Warlock level for evocations? Invocations.
That's on you.
I'm
That's
gonna
on you.
reroll.
I believe you get better. hit
I'm
die.
gonna give Cassie a level 2 because she was only 500 away. So I'm gonna give Cassie the level because she was 400 away, and it was 23,000 for the next level.
Yes.
All right, let's give Cassie her level.
I need armor. Any armor for that defense.
I'll take those odds.
Here's a question.
Yeah, I'll take
I'm curious. 3 in a row?
Oh.
I'm gonna give her the 7 just for lulz. One more time. I'm curious. I'm not gonna give her this roll.
Okay, here's my
She's
curious
gonna take the
question.
7 anyway.
Will defensive
I'll try
fighting
again.
Will defensive fighting
Oh my
style
god.
like mage armor?
Would defensive fighting work with mage armor?
It's not armor. It's +1
No.
AC.
It would not.
Silver,
Yeah.
quick question. Look at the hit die I did.
I'll one more because I gave it to Cassidy. You're the devil!
Alana is the devil child, please.
One more for lols.
We already.
I'm probably still gonna just use the 6, but I just want to see
Yeah,
how far
probably
it goes
still gonna
now.
use a 6, but one more for lols.
Oh.
I'll give you a 7.
A 7, okay.
We already knew Elana was the true villain.
Alright,
Silver, defense fighting style is while you are wearing armor. You
yeah, I
gain
know,
+1.
just why I'm saying no to magic or mage armor for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't be able to have mage armor.
Well, the reason I asked was because it is mage armor. I'm like, what?
It's not actually armor though, which is
Yeah.
the reason why I'm saying no.
But Risu, we can buy you some, normal medium armor.
Even light armor would be sufficient if you could find her page I'm looking for.
It would have to be better. It would have to be studded leather, very least, to even be on par with mage armor.
Well, you get +1.
Wow. Taking the sorcerer up to 5th level for some reason just kind of halted my
Again.
sheet for a second.
Because
Yeah, it's
+1.
studded leather at least, though if you could get something like scale mail, that'd be just as good.
And that's not hard to get. That's a starting item.
Well,
Yes.
with a fighting style defensive, technically, if I could get my hands on studded leather, I'm instantly on par with.
Yeah, so getting your hands on studded leather I don't expect to also be very hard. You'll just have to deal with dwarves.
I will deal with the tiefling before I deal with the dwarves.
So you might want to talk to him quickly before you leave, but we can do that next session. Yeah, so Cassie leveled up.
And there's a reason Falana does not like dwarves.
I gotta look
Might
it
actually come out.
Level 6. Still Druid Future Circle thing. What did she get at level 6 with Circle of the Moon? Her wolf is magic now.
Her wolf is magic now?
Yeah, when she bites in wolf form, it counts as magic, so it would buy fast resistance sets unless magic.
Nice.
And she can now polymorph up to a level or CR2 creature.
Does that count as the Winter Wolf, or is that CR3?
I
Or
think
she-
Winter Wolf is CR2, but that gets into the different problem where I don't know if I'm going to give it to her for free or require a side quest for it.
Well, we did just do a Winter Wolf side quest.
Yeah, we did. That's CR3, so no, she wouldn't.
Okay.
She needs to be at least level 9, so you have plenty of time for that still.
All right. Do you want me to stop the recording?
We can stop the recording now. It's been fun, guys.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Oh.